The Vergas Show is brought to you by Spanky Stone Hearth, casual fine dining on beautiful Rose Lake. Vergas State Bank, your locally owned community full-service bank. Vergas Event Center for gatherings large or small, including weddings. Vergas Liquor Store, where all the profits profit Vergas.
Make the right call. Call Hanson's, the most trusted name in plumbing and heating.
Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherri Hanson. Thanks for joining me today. I'm with Leona Rogers. Thank you, Leona, for inviting us into your home here on the end of Long Lake. Leona is part of the Back Road Studio Art Crawl, and I'm just really excited for that on September 21st. Last year was the first year, and this year it will just be as great, if not better. And you do paper flowers, and you're part of the tour. I know on the cards it reads the address of 27253, but you're actually 37253, correct?
Correct.
On beautiful Long Lake.
Right.
Yes. And so, Leona, paper flowers. I remember taking crepe paper in high school, and you made like pom-poms out of them, you know, cheerleaders and things like that. I'm totally dating myself, but I mean, this is a little bit different, isn't it?
It is.
Tell me how you got started and how many years you've been doing this.
I've been doing it about 10 years. I started with making reception flowers for my daughter's wedding, but that was mostly with cardstock paper. And then I discovered crepe paper, and it doesn't come in the little things like we used to decorate.
No, it doesn't.
It comes in long rolls, and I have to order it. I order it they're actually shipped from Germany and Italian crepe paper. I've tried other ones, but these are the best.
Nice.
They hold their shape, they hold their color better. So yeah, about 10 years, but I've improved.
And then did you just have an interest in doing flowers? I mean, you've always probably been a crafty person. I know you're very artistic with your piano. You're a piano teacher, and we're a teacher in Breckenridge, was it?
Wahpeton.
Wahpeton.
Yes.
Okay. But today you've got some of your supplies out here, and I know we're going to look at some of your other flowers, but you were talking about the dahlias, right?
Yes. I am going to try to put together part of a dahlia. It takes a lot of petals, about 25, 20. Over here I have 24. But the first thing I'm going to do is work on the center, and I'm going to fringe it with this little fringe scissors.
Oh, sure.
And the good thing about this one is it springs back, so your hand doesn't get as fatigued as it might if it didn't spring back.
So on an average, Leona, when you're for a dahlia, how many hours are put into that to make a flower?
I've made this particular flower quite a few times, so I'd say I could do it in maybe 2.5.
Okay.
I got up this morning to cut these. Some of these are not cut.
See what we do for you people, right?
And then I decided what color I was going to do, and to use some pan pastels to give them a little more coloring. And so...
And some of these you've already used some of that, haven't you?
I have, just to give it more of that fall look. And now I'm going to take this fringe, douse it with glue. My husband made this little glue holder thing, so the glue is always at the bottom and ready
to go, and somewhere that it's not sticking to everything else. And a lot of it is just having the right tools, the right setup. So so what is this called? Just a little wire, huh?
It's just floral wire. You can get it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or almost anywhere. And I'm just making a fringe in here to be the very center of this dahlia. And then when I get it in there, and I feel like it's good, I'm going to add a little more color.
Sure. And that just gives it a little bit of dimension too, doesn't it?
And then we start with the smallest petals, which are here.
So you've hand cut each of these petals out.
I did. Some paper flower people do use crickets or those type of machines.
Sure. Does crepe paper like this come pre-cut into flower? I mean, do they with petals or nothing like that? You've never.
There are kits. There are
Sure.
on
For the novice starting out, have you ever used a kit?
I have not, but I've seen them, and they have the right amount of paper for maybe the leaves and 1 or 2 flowers. They have the instructions. Online, there are lots of paper flower artists who are selling instructions and kits and videos. And I actually belong to one group that I enjoy learning a new flower each month, or I actually can't keep up with her, but you can go back and because we do other things, you can go back and look at the video. And so if anybody's interested, there are places to go. I also have a few favorite books that I've used over the last about 5 years and looked at them, taken patterns from them, and enjoyed them. I now have gotten to a spot that I kind of can look at a flower or take a real flower and deconstruct it and sort of trace the petals and then put it back together as best I can to match the real flower. And I enjoy that because I find that to be very creative.
That would be so awesome. Do you have a favorite flower?
I like, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I like these ball dahlias that are right here, but they take so much time. I like the sweet Williams.
Sure.
Or sweet peas, I mean, right here.
Okay.
Because I think they add lots of nice texture. But I don't, maybe just the peony is my favorite flower.
Now, Leona, I'm going to want you to show us what you have over here, but what I'd like to do is for you to show this is the final of what you're creating here, which we don't have 2.5 hours for the show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this dahlia will look similar to this. The center is a little bit different, but it will be quite large, and then I will have at least 1 leaf and some covering on the back. So yeah, and it should be really pretty with the golds of the fall.
Pretty. Well, let's walk over and look at some of the other flowers that you have that might be your favorites, and tell me about this special one.
This vase was my mother's, and I made pansies to fit in it to match the vase.
That's beautiful. Now, your mother just recently passed away.
Yes.
100 years old, wasn't she?
100 years old.
Yeah, that's incredible. And so I bet that's got to mean quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I might give it to one of my sisters instead of having it on the show. This one I just recently made in the last 2 weeks or so. I like the fall colors. I like the sort of subdued colors.
Tell me about this one. I love the boxes. Does your husband Glenn make the boxes for you?
Glenn made the boxes, yeah. And it's just a combination of different flowers that I like. A couple red, orange pansies in the front, delphiniums.
Now you said something about sweet peas or sweet Williams, your favorite?
These are sweet peas.
Okay.
And I think they just add so much texture. And you can make them pink or light colors usually, but they add just another dimension to whatever vase you're going to put them in.
And now this is the dahlia that you were making earlier, correct? And tell me
there are 2 of them here, a pink one with a small center and this sort of brownish tannish one.
And then I love these deep purple ones. Yes,
Me
they're
too.
Just beautiful.
The dark colors look really nice. For fall especially.
I'm going to grab, I know that you've got one large one here. Tell us a little bit about making those.
These take some time and a lot of cutting. It's hard to hold it up. There. I think I've got it so you can see inside. But they're beautiful on a wall or in a child's room or anywhere. But I enjoy them. They take 4 to 7 rolls of paper depending on how big you want them. And they take quite a bit of time and a lot of cutting at the first. I do use a glue gun with that to keep it together faster. And otherwise I use tacky glue for most other things.
Well, Leona, these are just absolutely gorgeous. People, you are going to be able to see this on the Backroad Studio Art Crawl, and on September 21st, you're going to want to make one of your stops at Leona's here. You'll have some of this for sale, and I think I heard a little bit about possibly maybe her doing a class at some time. So I'm
Yes.
hoping that we can talk more about that at some point. But Leona, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your talent, and you have a good day in Vergas.